I wanted to do a video on the Outback Motortek skid plate install for the Kove 800 Pro and Rally. Outback and Lori do a nice install video. I just wanted to do one that was maybe a bit more in depth, showing more of the hardware that needs to be removed prior to installation and a little bit more of an abstract on what goes where. See if I can make things easier for those who need it. Lori's video is probably good enough for most. So yeah, check it out. Quick disclaimer, because we're removing large frame bolts during the installation of this skid plate. This is my method for installing the skid plate, but you should always refer to the original manufacturer Outback Motortek's installation instructions. And I won't be providing torque specs or where and what type of Loctite to use, because again, I think you should be referring to Kove's specs or Outback Motortek specs for that, and use this just to maybe assist with your installation. Tools I use for this are 1/2 inch ratchet, 3/8, 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter, T50, T45, T40, T30, 3/8 extension, 10 mil, Allen's in 6, 5, and 4 mil, and Loctite. Okay, I'm going to do a mock assembly. I think this helps make the installation easier. We're going to start with the linkage guard. The kit comes with 4 M6x20s with washers and nylocks. They're already assembled in the bag, so they're easy to identify. And there's only one way for this to install. The rubber faces up, and then just install it like this beforehand. Next is the rear bracket that covers both sides. There are 3 bolts included that look like this. There's a M8 45, 30, and 25 with washer. The long one goes on the right hand side, the mid size goes on the left hand side, and the smallest is going to go up in this bracket. The bracket points forward like this, and then from the underside it's installed with 4 of these. And then the kit comes with 2 hanging brackets, here and here. The long one goes on the right, short one goes on the left. 2 spacers are included that go in between the bracket and the bike. These are filler if you're not installing the Outback crash bars. If you do install them, these get removed. And then the large engine bolt that we removed from the left-hand side will end up here. And then these hangers end up being held up just by these. To start getting ready for the skid plate, we have to take some of the stock bolts out. Starting off with a T45. It's the lowest on this silver stock bracket. A T50 here. I used 1/2 inch drive. It's a bit of a larger bolt to get out. And then the T30 down here on the skid plate. For the skid plate on the right side, once you've removed all of the bottom bolts from the skid plate, you should remove this bracket, as this is where one of the Outback brackets are going to mount in. And then the whole unit will come off as one piece. Next, the exhaust hanger bolt is hidden behind the pedal. I couldn't get it depressed enough to remove, so I removed this guard, folded it forward. That enabled me to get the master unmounted. And then that enables you to gently depress the brake to access the exhaust hanger bolt. So let's start on the front right. There's an open threaded hole here. The long bracket in this orientation. And if you come up from the bottom, spacer on the back, and then the shortest of the 3 bolts. And we'll install it there. Outback Motortek uses Allen head bolts, not Torx. So you'll need your 6 mil Allen. Now on the left hand side, we're going to reuse that large bolt that we took out. the shorter of the two brackets, as well as the spacer. And while we're on the left side, let's do the rear bracket. So again, it points forward. And then we're using the middle of the 3 black bolts with the washer on a 6mm Allen, and an extension makes it much easier. And now we can install the right side of the rear bracket. It's the longest of the black bolts with the washer that goes into the exhaust hanger. So now we can lightly fit the plate to the brackets. This is done easily with a spare set of hands if you have them around, or if you're stubborn like me, just try to make it work. Loosely fit everything so that everything lines up square before tightening it. Once all that's complete, you've done the torque specs, made sure everything is Loctite where needed. Refer to the Outback install manual, just make sure you're installing based on their specs. This is my way to install it and how I've installed it, but always refer to the manufacturer's installation instructions. I think the plate's awesome. I think it's a huge step up from the stock protection. A little bit of a weight gain, but it's so low, and with what it protects, I think this is a no-brainer. Left over from this installation should be the hanger for the skid plate from the right side and its bolt, the exhaust hanger bolt that we removed by the brake pedal, the bolt from the left side at the foot peg, as well as the 4 bolts to hang the skid plate itself. So with the plate all installed, I have the Outback crash bars waiting to go on, but the decal kit is coming this week, so I have to leave them off, get the decals done, and then I can install them afterwards. I'll do a video on that, and then probably the auxiliary power source. I'm just deciding which one to go with, and I'll post that up too. Thanks.